We have 15, 20 minutes till Shkia anyway.
Yeah.
15 minutes at least.
First of all, I want to welcome some very distinguished orchim. Rabbi Fishbain, Manal in camp Avram Chaim Helmog and Avram, and Mechel Schwartz, and Mechel Minchah County, Brooklyn Aboyim. Also, a big chesed he's doing our tzibur Rab Mechel. It's called Mrs. Colony. They opened up their mikveh, so whoever wants, you can be their guest. They'll be very happy to have used their mikveh. It's on 55, right next to the town barn. Amar Chelboy, Mara said, Amar Leilam Yizar Adam b'Minchas Minchah. A person, a man should always be special diligence, zehiris, stakasingem, to make sure to daven mincha, because mincha has very special receptive chords in heaven and Shamayim. Shar Eliyahu Nenel says mincha. Eliyahu Navi, the prophet, when he was mispal, and when he prayed to the Bani Shalom, he was answered not by Shachris, not by Ma'ariv, not the morning, not night, only by Tfilas Mincha was the positive that he was then on by Tfilas Mincha. What's so special about Tfilas Mincha that makes it stand out?
I can't hear the rabbi with him making noise. It's not right you should bring a kid like that here.
What's so special about Mincha that makes it outstanding? And that special tefillah has special chords that goes up. Shinaris pipes goes directly up to the Kisei HaKoved, to the Bani Shalom. There was a gentleman who was habitually, was always late to work. Always came late for work. So the Marzak in Minchah came Azir. You don't punish someone unless you forewarn him. So the boss called him in on the carpet. He said, David, he said, if this happens one more time, you'll have to look for employment somewhere else. So next morning, he sets his clock an hour earlier, and he's on his way to get on time to his position, to punch in on time in his place of employment. As he's driving, he runs into a traffic jam, and he's biting his nails. So he finally fights his way through one jam. Then he gets into another. He gets on his way. He's almost there. He can't find parking. He starts to circle. So he turns his head heavenward. He says, Rabbi Shalom, he says, if you'll help me find a parking space, he says, I'll spend the next half hour learning every day. I'll give more charity, more tzedakah. I'll be a better husband. I'll be better to my children. All of a sudden the parking space opens up. He says, Rabbi Shalom, get the deal. The deal is off. In Shulchan Aruch, it's brought down, the Torah says that Mincha is because when the person is in the midst of things, it's the middle of the day. In the morning, before the day starts, you go down Shachris, you can begin the day, you can daven before the day begins. Ma'ariv, again the same thing. Ma'ariv, you can daven any time after the stars, after sunset, after the stars come out. Okay. So there's no limit. It's not limited. It's not right in the midst. It's after the day ends. You finish your day business. So when Mincha comes only between when the sun is in high noon, midday, until dark. And that's when a person is as busy as he's occupied with all sorts of commitments, business deal. So to tear yourself away from all of your business commitments, that requires special emunah b'tochen, to rely on the Rebbeinu Shalom, that we don't, it's not our capability, our talent, our intelligence, our endeavors, our shrewdness, everything that we can focus on what we're doing, and that brings us our parnasa. It's Rebbeinu Shalom, he's the Zon of he's the one who provides, he's the breadwinner. So it takes that extra, that it draws on a reservoir of faith, of emunah b'tochen, that Shachar and Ma'ariv don't. But there was one time a Yid came to a Rebbe. He said he makes a livelihood from smuggling across the border. Doesn't make a livelihood. But he saved, it brings him a higher price, but he takes from this country to that, he can't cross the border with, so that he makes a nice livelihood. But he said it's so life-threatening, and he could face a big jail sentence with big fines. He says there's a lot of pressure. He wants to give it up. Only thing is, he wants to make one more trip. But he load up his wagon. So he came to the Rebbe. He said to him, "Please give me a blessing that I shouldn't be caught in the act." So he says to him, he says there was one time a group of landowners preached him. They used to rent out. They would share with Jews in different countries, in Poland and Russia. They would own, the Gentiles would own big tracts of land, and they would, the Jew would plow it, till it, seed it, harvest it, and pay. From this, he would pay the owner of the land. He'd pay him. So a whole group of them, of these preachim, that had Jews as tenants, they were sitting together, and they imbibed. They were they were drinking. So shikr, even when they're sober, they're anti-smitten. So shikr, they're certainly. So they started to spill all sorts of venom about Yidden, about Jews. So one of them said, "Just a minute." He said, "That's not the case. My mashkia, my Jew," he says, he's something special. He's so loyal and faithful, there's nothing he wouldn't do for me. They said, "Really?" They said, "Yeah." He would stop at nothing, Even, let's ask you, if you asked him that he should convert, the Chabshman, would he do it? He said, "No question about it. If I ask him, he'll do anything." He quickly summons the Yid, and he comes into this bar, and he sees what he's facing. Oh, you're all shikr goyim, drunk, dead drunk. Oh. So he puts him on the stand. He says, "Mashke," he says, "Isn't it so that there's nothing that you wouldn't do if I ask any request you grant me?" "Absolutely." "Any request?" "Absolutely." He said, "You know what? I want to take you to the priest, the Galach priest," he said, "and he is going to convert you, spill the holy water on you, make you for a Gentile. Would you do it?" He was afraid to say no. Sitting with that kind of audience, he was afraid to say no. So he took him to the Galach. He gave him the 10 zlotis, whatever he paid him his fee, the landowner, and he made him for a goy. After he sobered up, he had a certain amount of decency in him, so he felt he didn't do the right thing. So he summoned the Yid, and he said to him, "You know, Mashki," he said, "I did a terrible thing. I said, I know what it means for you to give up being a Jew. I shouldn't have gone that far." He said, "Please forgive me. I want you to become a Jew again." "Oh," he says, my dear landlord," he says, I appreciate so much your apology, but I'll tell you, he says, in 2 weeks, there's a holiday, a very expensive one, Pesach. He says, it's awfully expensive to observe, to make Pesach. He said, please let me be a goy till after Pesach. So that's what Minchah is. Minchah is that there's a Rabbi Fishbain on this world, and everything, whatever Ashiris, Aniyas, is not Menumnus. Wealth and poverty doesn't come from the particular trade, occupation, vocation, anything you want to take. It's all decreed in our Shemayim for the Rabbi Fishbain, and that's how we have to serve. Chaim Barakash Oimer, Ratzah Kodesh Baruch Hu Zakei Shel Yisrael, L'Tvikoch, Hiblan Torah Mitzvah Yishulamar, Anocha Bezman Chitzon, Yadlu Torah V'Yadir. Yishkadal, Shmei Rabo,